I'll explain one condition that is so counterintuitive that may blow your mind. It actually blew my mind when I discovered this for the first time. So in terms of use of orthotics, what science tells us is there is really not that much difference between using over-the-counter, cheaper orthotics and the custom-made, more expensive ones. So what science shows us. That doesn't mean that your particular condition you will benefit more from custom-made, but overall there is not much difference except for one condition. I'll show you this mechanism on our friend George. The condition is called forefoot varus, which means twist of the front of the foot in the outward direction. So if it's right foot, it's turning the whole ball of the big toe, the first metatarsal, and the big toe up relatively to the heel. This doesn't mean turning the whole leg into this kind of supination, inversion heel and the front of the foot. The heel stays as is, but the forefoot, the front of the foot, is twisted. In this situation, can you imagine what happens when the foot meets the ground? The big toe and the ball of the big toe will be lifted, which means as the foot lands, you will need to fall in, bringing the knee, bringing the shin, the lower leg inward, basically creating a knock-knee organization. What's so mind-blowing is that for people who experience it, this kind of collapsing, they'll feel that my foot goes in, right? The foot, the knee, the whole lower leg is moving inward, and therefore the person, in order to quote-unquote correct, will try to actually lift the forefoot even more. But you can imagine that this doesn't work, because if the front of the foot is already twisted like this, twisting more is not going to help at all. So for those conditions, custom-made orthotics called medial post, where you bring the floor, you build it up so that foot feels contact with the floor right away without the collapsing, is the answer. In this situation, it totally makes sense to spend money for proper custom-made orthotics.